What is up, everybody? We are back with another episode of Commercial Roofing Radio. We got my man Aaron Christy in the building today, man. He is a cool dude. I got to hang out with him at a Nuggets game. Actually, we were in the suite at the Nuggets game, so that was pretty cool. I got to check out downtown Denver, had a good time, and I kind of kept following him. So he is the president and founder of Indy Roofing Company in Indianapolis, of course. They have 919 five-star reviews on Google. That's always pretty cool to see. Big Indianapolis Colts fan. All right, maybe we'll talk about the last week of the season. Maybe we won't. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure he's a golfer. Right? And someone told me he's got some kind of Top Golf club membership, I believe. He just completed the 75 hard. So he's feeling like a lean, mean, fighting machine. Aaron, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, buddy? Yeah, let's go ahead and get a correction and retraction in already. I golf, but man, I am not a golfer.
How long you been golfing?
I have a Top Golf membership. Man, a couple times a year for like 7 years, but I'm talking, it was 2 or 3 times a year, and just like within the last 2 years, I've actually decided to try to get better. But the Top Golf membership we use for work, so we can meet realtors and insurance agents and things like that. So I figured if I did get that, I might use it more and it would force me to get better at golf. But unfortunately, I haven't used it as much as I'd like. All the managers and the sales guys are the ones that go meet the insurance agents and stuff up there, so they end up getting better and I get worse.
So is it paying off, though? So it's not paying off for your golf game. You're not really getting out there utilizing it, but it sounds like the managers are. Are they getting referrals? Is it paying off? What do you think? Has it been worth it?
Yeah, man, we've hosted a lot of. So if you work with insurance agents and realtors, typically, hey, can I come to your office and do like a lunch and learn or something like that for you? Which my wife's a realtor. They got somebody coming through all the time, saying, oh, we'll buy you lunch if we can come in and talk to you about this. And like, there's like a mortgage company there every other week or something like that. So we wanted to do something different and actually invite them out of their normal, routine and come do something fun, because as an employer, that's perks to, you get to bring your staff to do something cool, right? So like, instead of somebody, hey, be here, somebody's going to bring by pizza or barbecue or whatever, like, hey, I'm going to take you guys to Top Golf today. And it's obviously on our corporate account, it's free for them and they get to come up and have fun. And it's just a little more exciting for them. Plus, we're like, hey, if you guys ever want to come again, hit us up. We'll meet you up there and let you use it as long as it's available. So.
No, I love it, and that's actually why I wanted to bring you on the show is we're friends on Facebook. I was following along, and you had a super cool video of your office. I mean, you had, I think it was like air hockey, pool, like there's a jumbotron that you guys had made. Like, tell me a little bit about the office vibes and what's going on there.
Man, so we had this vision. I worked for my family for years, and it was a more corporate environment, and I like to have fun, and not always be so serious. And so we wanted to build an office in a company where people want to come in, and especially when you have 1099 sales reps and things like that don't have to be there. You want to build an environment where they want to be there and where you want to be there. That's the one thing that I've learned since doing this, is that you want to have a job. I never understood this before. Like, everybody was like, get a job that you like and you'll never work a day in your life. And I'm like, yeah, like, what if you're a movie star or something like that? Like, who likes jobs? And then I started this company. I'm like, man, it doesn't have to be like that. Like, we can have fun. We can do things. We hire for culture mostly, and then everything else can be trained. And we just want to work with people that have the same goals and aspirations, and are good culture fits. So, every Friday at around 3 to 3:30, everybody kind of stops working and they come over, and we all play games. And I think that might be the video you saw. If there was like somebody on every game, there was somebody playing ping pong, somebody playing shuffleboard, somebody playing foosball, somebody playing pool. That was our Fridays at 3:30. Everybody just comes together, starts playing, starts spending time together, and really enjoying each other's companies.
Yeah, and that's so cool. I mean, obviously, it makes work more enjoyable if you're part of the company. You want to be there, and that's so huge for chemistry and culture. Now, what about for hiring? I mean, has that kind of helped you stand out from the pack, from other roofing companies that people might be looking at, or how has that helped there?
I think so. We have 5 people in our training class right now that 4 of them were referrals from current employees or somebody that has. One of them was a realtor friend of mine. She sees all our stuff on Facebook and then referred her friends. And he was a detective down at IU, police officer, and decided to move up to Indianapolis and change career paths. But I mean, I think it was from a referral from people seeing the environment that we have. But 4 out of the 5 of those were all from people seeing that, and I believe wanted to be a part of what we have going on.
So what's your story exactly? We had a chance to hang out, but I didn't really get the whole thing. I know that you guys are a newer company, and it seems like you guys had pretty quick success from what I've heard. And so kind of tell me a little bit about that. I mean, have you always been in the contracting world? What's the story?
No, I actually worked for my family's business for 16 years, which I was in sales and marketing for them, mostly sales, but I helped with the marketing. And I traveled all over the country doing sales, but I got married and I had kids. I have 3 daughters. And when you travel, it's home a week, gone a week, home a week, gone a week, home a week, gone a week. Like that gets to be a lot. When it's cool when you're single
Right.
and don't have any kids. I was collecting airline miles and hotel miles for days. And then, like I said, as I got married and had kids, it's harder and harder to leave them. So I decided to. It was time that I wanted to go out and do something on my own, and kind of fell into roofing through a friend of mine. And me and him started working in it, and I decided to start a company pretty quickly. And it just, everything kind of aligned. We did a lot of research and studying and went to conferences and meeting people and talking to other owners. And then I just went at it on my own for about a year and a half, just learning everything possible. And then about a year and a half in, I felt that we were in a position to start hiring and expanding. And we had a couple good storms that went along with that, and obviously those help. And we've tried to build it based off of completely culture, and then just treating customers right and doing the right thing, and then revenue will follow. And I think that's been a pretty successful path so far.
Well, great work, man. You guys are doing some awesome stuff, to say the least. How was the beginning stages? I mean, how was kind of building out the processes, maybe a CRM or different technologies? How was that stage of the business? And I mean, that's an ever evolving stage to be in, I guess. But
Yeah, it's funny. Dustin Biegler warned me. He's like, when you get to around 9 to 10 million, that's when you're really going to have to go through and revamp your processes. And he was right. We got to that, and we had to go through, and a lot of our year last year was kind of rebuilding, revamping, getting our SOPs in place, getting the processes set up. But definitely once, I mean, you can do it with, when we were 2, 3, 4 million, I was doing everything from marketing to sales to payroll to like literally all the stuff. And then as we started hiring people, you didn't have all of the SOPs and the processes built out for that level yet. And so you're just kind of hoping that the people adapt and do that. But then you realize, okay, we have to start listing all of this stuff out and building it, because if they go on vacation or they're gone, somebody else has to be able to step in and handle this stuff, and you have to list it play by play. But yeah, there was definitely a big shift in the processes last
And
year.
it seems like just building out,
That would have been,
building out the positions, I guess, even too, kind of like, hey, this position, this is what their responsibilities are, this is how they do it, and then that you're able to hire an
yeah.
onboard, or when people are on vacation, you're able to fill that in. What do you learn through that process? Because those are definitely some growing pains, to say the least, I feel like.
There was this really cool thing. Adam Kaminsky, our COO, had everybody do it. He got everybody in the room, and he literally went to Kroger, and it's our grocery store here, and got bread, peanut butter, and jelly, and made everybody write an SOP on making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Then he had everybody pick the best one, right? So we're like, all right, this is the one. This is the best SOP right here. And then I can't remember exactly how it went, but it was pretty comical, because everybody thought, man, that was perfect. And they're like, okay, open the bread. And they had like shopping and getting it and stuff, but then they got to the point of making the sandwich. So like, open the bread. So Adam grabs the bread and just rips it open, and bread goes flying everywhere. And they're like, no, you're supposed to do the twisty ties. He's like, how would I know that? It's not in the SOP. I don't know.
That's good.
And he keeps going through it, and they're like, all right, now take some jelly and put it on one side of the bread. So he grabs his hand in there and like takes the jelly out and smashes it on the bread, and then he does something else with the peanut butter, and then they're like, put the two pieces together. And so he grabs them by the jelly and the peanut butter and puts the non-jelly and peanut butter sides together. And I mean, it was funny. It was a good exercise, but it showed everybody how meticulous you have to be. Yeah, how meticulous you have to be, because you assume because what you know, everybody else knows it. And that's not the case. You have to train people, and this is what I learned from Adam as well. Like, you have to train people from the lowest level that know absolutely nothing, assume they know nothing. Like, move to the top right corner, hit this button with this, there's a drop down screen. You got to be meticulous in your stuff, and then at the end, give that SOP to somebody that has zero idea what's going on with that particular job, and see if they can complete it.
That's a great idea. I like that. I think, if you've been in the company for a long time, or you're the owner that's building out the processes, and you understand, like the back of your hand, how everything operates, how everything works, you might not think you need those details. But when you do an exercise like that, or you have somebody look at it and attempt to actually do the procedures to see if they can do it without you having to explain anything in further detail, right? Then it works. That's a great operating procedure. Now, so yeah, no, that's great. You mentioned a couple of things I want to talk about. You mentioned the training class. You have a training class of 5. I think training, onboarding, all that stuff sometimes is non-existent. All right, I think that's an issue that we see pretty commonly. What does that mean? What's your training class? What does that all entail?
Well, we have about 2.5-week training course that we go through with new hires for sales. So they run through, all of the different things that they're going to need to know, and they're in the office most of the time. And then towards the end, they start doing some ride-alongs and going out in the field and seeing, the different things that they're going to be doing on a day-to-day basis, and seeing all the things that they've learned throughout the class. But we started out kind of probably the same as a lot of people, like, hop in the car with this guy, he's going to show you what to do. But even if he's the best sales guy, that doesn't mean he's going to do everything the right way, right? So how new people are trained was based on whatever this guy was doing that day. And they were missing a lot of stuff. They were missing a lot of information. There was a lot of questions. And so we just felt it would be better to have, a full training course that went over literally everything for up to 3 weeks. Is about, it fluctuates just depending on how many people are in there, how many questions, but we have our categories that we go through to make sure everything's covered.
Super cool. So then who runs that? Do you guys have someone that's a specific for trainer, or is it a manager of that department, or what does that look like?
So everybody kind of pitches in. Our sales managers do the like the majority of it. But there are parts that I go in and I do that I feel like maybe I'm a little better suited to teach. Adam teaches some parts. Our manufacturing reps come in and do some parts of it. So everybody kind of pitches in based on what that area is going to be covering and who's the most knowledgeable on it.
So it sounds like your background is sales and marketing. So do you lean into that then as an owner and have other people kind of fill in the gaps, or what does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I know my strong suits and I know my weak suits. I don't have any sort of grand vision that I'm the best at everything by any means. So yeah, I deal with most of the marketing stuff and the sales stuff, and then Adam deals with a lot of the leadership and culture things. And then now we have a VP of sales that's kind of leading our sales managers and helping them to evolve. And yeah, absolutely, man. We split up all of the responsibilities on where they go, and it works really well because everybody complements each other very well. If you have two people that are good at sales and marketing leading a company, it's not going to go well because everybody's going to have their own ideas. They're going to butt heads. But like if I have something that is some sort of SOP leadership type of deal, I'm just Adam is whatever he says I'm good with, because I believe what he's saying is the best possible route. And then kind of the same thing in reverse if he's got anything in sales, marketing, that type of stuff. He'll come and we'll discuss it, and typically we're in agreement on what we come up with.
So you're handling a lot of the marketing stuff. So obviously I got to give you credit with the branding and the culture and stuff. I kind of put that all together in that same bucket. I feel like you guys utilize video. I've seen some really cool videos that you guys have made. I see it in the podcast booth. So you've been here, you've done that. Hey, so this is no big deal for you. I see you got. Tell me about this press conference thing that you guys got going on here. What is that? Tell me a little more about that. What is that all about?
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. So no, we actually haven't even started our podcast yet. We're starting a podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, which is really kind of our thoughts on life. Work and do the things that you need to do, but don't forget to have fun, right? Enjoy your life. And so we're going to discuss business stuff in general, not just construction, but good business information for anybody. And then we'll discuss like what those people, if we're interviewing somebody, hey, what do you do for fun, and how do you enjoy your life, and different things like that. So we have this thing, and we're sitting in the booth and we were filming some content, and then it ended. And we were just in there talking, and we still had our headphones on, and we do that a lot just because it's fun. And my brother actually owns Approved Mortgage, and his son-in-law works for him, which is my nephew-in-law. And he had made a comment. We were having this the same video you saw about everybody playing games and stuff that Friday. And he goes, "Hey, can I come over and play ping pong?" And he was like the national tennis champion. And I was like, "Yeah, dude, come over next Friday." He's like, "Cool, man." I was like, "Come over at 3:30. So he's like, "All right, I'm going to come over." And just as a joke, me being me, I make a thing out of it, like Approved Mortgage versus Indie Roof Company, even though I know he's probably going to destroy us. Because like I said, he was a national tennis champion, and I've seen him play ping pong before. And but I just have to make a big thing out of it, joking around. And so I made this little poster about Indie Roof versus Approved Mortgage. And then so we're in the booth when the content ends, video's still running, and we're just talking, and Adam starts acting like an announcer, and he's like, "Well, let's discuss the upcoming battle between Indie Roof and Approved Mortgage and da-da-da." And so we just went on this 5-minute tangent acting like announcers as a total joke, and then we stopped it, and I was like, literally, it's on the video, I'm laughing, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that was hilarious." That's going on the internet. So then we just copied that and put it up on the internet as a joke, and now there's a bunch of people taking it all serious, I got Indie Roof's back, I got Approved Mortgages back, and all this different stuff. But it was literally just us joking around in the booth and having a good time. So I think I'm really gonna enjoy that.
It's pretty cool too. I mean, it's kind of a fun way to do a dual promotion there, kind of a little bit of a collaboration. Were you the same one that did the Indie Roof Wars. Was that you too, or were you involved in that?
Yeah, that was me and Dustin Reese from
So
Gladiator.
explain that, like, so you guys are both roofing
Yeah, that
companies.
was-
In my mind, it's kind of fun because you guys are both almost just kind of promoting each other, just keep spreading the names of both roofing companies away. Is that kind of the idea, or what was kind of the concept of that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, we were just having fun, really goofing off. He pranked me one day and made a video out of it. I didn't even know it was going on. So then, of course, me being me, I had to prank him back and get a video. It's like you always got to go 2 times harder than the other guy, and it just kind of snowballed from there, and then turned into a whole thing. And they had us on John Dye had us on his show and stuff. But yeah, like a lot of this stuff is like, again, the same concept that I was talking about with The Office and the games and stuff. Like, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. I'm gonna joke around. If it happens to market some stuff while we're doing it, super cool. If it doesn't get any traction, I don't care. Like, I laughed the same way. I watched that video probably 5 times about the tennis thing because, like, that wasn't scripted. We were just joking around. And I was dying laughing because, like, some of the stuff that Adam was saying and just the way that everybody was taking it so serious. So I think if you just enjoy yourself and have fun and joke around and, like, I'm friends with a lot of roofing company owners here, like a big chunk of them. They're good people. Like, we get along well. We happen to own the same business. I couldn't do every roof in Indianapolis if I wanted to. So there's no point in, like, beefing over, a roofing area with guys that just happen to own the same business as you. There's millions of roofs. Like, you can't do them all.
And you got to think you're doing business with other people too. So no matter what, right? If you are interacting with these people and you're a fun person, enjoyable person to be around, it's gonna help you. It's not gonna hurt you at all. You know what I mean? So it's good for business. It's good for business. All right, man. So I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question here for you. What are some characteristics, would you say, of you and the team? The people that make up the team that have helped you guys get here. You can say like competitive or whatever it might be. Some characteristics that you think have helped you guys a lot grow.
Some characteristics that have helped us grow. I believe that, one, we are always, and this is going to sound cliche, but like, we're always honest with, and I'll explain why this has helped. We're always honest with everybody, whether somebody needs a roof or not. We're just like, hey, here's a photo report. Yeah, you need a roof. No, you don't need a roof. But the reason that's been important is the people that don't, we'll ask for reviews and say, hey, let people know we're honest because they're looking for an honest opinion. And we've got tons and tons of calls from people that are just looking for an honest opinion, not necessarily a roof. So even though you're not getting that one, by proxy, you may get a few more off of it, just because people are calling you to get your opinion on, hey, what's there. Culture, massive part. Like, everybody gets along. Like, you could go out for a beer with everybody at the company, or whatever you're into. I think everybody has to get along. If you have, the cancer in the company, that everybody's like, oh God, this guy, it really puts a drain on it. But you want people that want to be around each other, that get together outside of the office. They're spending time. Like, I love seeing, pictures of the guys all hanging out at a concert or at the fireworks or whatever's going on at that time. And legitimately all friends. The wives are getting together. That's a massive part of it. I off the top of my head, without pre-preparing anything, I would say those 2 things have been really beneficial for us.
I love it, man. Oh, hey there. You come here often? I feel like I see you every Wednesday. And, you definitely caught my eye. I'll tell you one thing. You know how to stand out from a crowd. You already got a lot of great things going for you. I mean, I see your company. I see what you got going on. I want to be part of it. How about I give you my number and you send me a text? 720-796-4935. Hey, yeah, it's Nick. right? Peakleads.io. I think we can help you generate some commercial roofing leads. Looking forward to chatting. Talk soon. We're gonna go into a quick game here, man. I appreciate you joining me. I got you a trivia game for you, all right? So we're gonna play Who Wants to Be a Roofing Millionaire? All right. Now, you got two.
I probably should have read the notes that you sent.
The thing is, that's your style though. You show up, and you're ready to go. You know what I mean? You're one of those guys. I know how you work. Trust me. Yeah. All right. So you get two lifelines. You got 50-50, right? Which will remove two of the wrong answers, leaving you with a 50% chance of getting the correct answer, and you can phone a friend. But if they don't pick up, you lose the lifeline. All right. Now, before we go in, because the first question is going to be a Colts question. What happened that final week when you guys lost to the Jaguars to not advance into the playoffs? What was that about?
Like, what was the play?
No, I'm saying before I even ask the question, I just want to ask you personally before we get what happened there, man.
Dude, I don't know. I can't remember that far away. That was a home game too, right?
It was week 18, right? Week 18, because now they added a game. So it was week 18. You guys just had to beat the Jaguars to get to advance into the playoffs. Remember? And then you guys had a goose egg, and you guys lost to the Jags to get knocked out, dude. What the heck happened?
Yeah, and they had the worst record too. It was, I got season tickets. I always go to the games, but I don't always remember.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, so who's the quarterback now? You guys got Matty Ice. What do you think of Matty Ice? Is that the key? Is that the missing ingredient?
You know, we've been since Andrew Luck, we've been on a quarterback juggle.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I wasn't even a humongous Andrew Luck fan. My wife hated him. Like, I was like, man, calm down. But ever since then, we've just been juggling quarterbacks. So I hope so. Like, I'm a Colts fan, so I'm rooting for him. I hope he does a good job.
Yeah. We'll see. I think you guys got a good. I think you guys got a good team.
We'll see
I
soon.
think it'll be better than Carson Wentz. All right. For the question, Jonathan Taylor is.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Jonathan Taylor is one of the best running backs in the NFL. All right, and he has some impressive stats to prove it. Right. One of the most incredible rushes that he had all season was also the longest in Colts history. How many yards was it? Was it A, 83 yards, B, 73 yards, C, 99 yards, or D, 65 yards?
I feel like it's A, 83. That sounds right. Before you said any numbers, I was thinking like 85, but do I get is that it? Do I just have to pick one, right?
Hey, you got the concept and you got the correct answer. Let's go. He's on a hot streak, folks. Hey. Watch out. Aaron Christy's on a hot streak. You don't want to see this guy get hot. All right. There's no cooling off now. All right. So, Aaron said that he's one of the best golfers in the local area. He says he golfs around par, and he's really good at Topgolf. So, this is a golf question. We all know Tiger Woods is an all-star, right? But he's actually tied with someone else for the most tournament wins ever. Who is the other golfer? Is it A, Phil Mickelson? Is it B, Dustin Johnson? C, Sam Snead? Or D, Rory McIlroy? That's a tough one. You have lifelines.
Phil Mickelson?
You have lifelines if you need them.
Oh, I'm allowed to use lifelines?
So you
How many do I got?
You get two lifelines, right? So the first one is 50-50, which will get rid of two of the wrong answers. Another one is you get to phone a friend.
Okay.
What do you got?
How many questions do we got?
5. So you got this one, and you have 3 more questions.
5 questions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch golf. Can I phone a friend out here?
If they come in, if they walk in,
or does it have to be on the phone?
They can come in, but I don't want them Googling or something. They have to come in. All right, so we're gonna use a live action.
No.
Oh no, he's saving the. What is he gonna do? What's the move? Come on, Aaron. The people are waiting. What's the move? You gonna use a lifeline?
I'm gonna phone
He's
a
gonna phone a
friend.
friend. Who are you calling?
I hope he watches more golf than I do. I was gonna call Adam. I can see him right here.
I put it on speaker.
Do I just put it on speakerphone?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think he's walking in here.
Oh, you might lose the lifeline.
Hey, you're on a live podcast. No, I don't know if it's live. Come here. It's at least being recorded. Got a question. What do you call
Who
it?
has won?
Who wants to be a
Who's
millionaire?
tied
Yeah.
with Tiger Woods for the most PGA Tour wins? All right.
Did I pick the wrong person?
You got Phil Mickelson,
You suck.
Dustin Johnson, Sam Snead, or Rory McIlroy.
I'm hoping you watch more golf than I do.
Those are all names that I know.
Yeah, but like, isn't Rory
Well, the
McIlroy's
options-
young?
It's not Roy. It's not
Yeah,
him.
Dustin Johnson's kind of young, isn't he?
Yeah, it's not him. It's
So Phil
either Sam
Mickelson?
Snead or Phil Mickelson.
Yeah. I don't know who Sam Snead is.
He's a good golfer. I would go with Mickelson, but I feel very nervous.
I feel like that's wrong. Just only because he was like, hey, you got lifelines. But I'm going to go with Mickelson, too.
Damn it, Christy, that's wrong. It is Snead. Come on, man. I almost gave you that one, bro. I was
Wasn't
giving
Snead.
you a
I don't
hint,
even
dude. I
know
was
who
like,
that-
oh, you want to use the
know.
lifeline? Come on, bro.
I know.
Trust
I
your
feel like
instincts.
but I've never heard of Sam
I haven't
Snead.
either, to be honest with you.
I've never heard of Sam Snead in my life.
I didn't even write the question, so I didn't know who he was until about 10 seconds ago.
Well, I feel like that's kind of a cheat. No, it was Snead.
That is
He's
so
mad.
big, dude.
He doesn't like losing.
Well, he lost on that one. It's a learning lesson there. All right. Your company takes pride
Yeah.
in the company culture. Great people, fun, office space, right? You got the works. What percentage of people in the U.S. do you think rate company culture as their number one top priority when looking for a new job? Is it A, 46%, B, 95%, C, 10%, or D, 25%?
Say the question one more time. Not the answers, but the
So
question.
basically, percentage
What
of
percentage
people who
rate
put
culture
company culture
at-
as that number one priority, right? So let's say
The number one.
Number one.
Man. I feel like 95 is really high, but I also feel like the next one down 40 something is low. So give me the 50-50.
50-50.
Let's knock one of those out.
What's funny is I don't, you know,
Well,
so-
if those two are the ones that are left, I'm going to be really salty.
So what's funny is with the 50-50, there's obviously no process. Basically, it depends on my mood. I'm like, do I leave them with the easy ones left?
You pick
And
the two.
You're a sweet.
Well,
you're a
hopefully
sweet,
we're good enough friends that you don't screw
You're
me
a
here.
sweet talker. You're a sweet talker. You're working me. So it removed 95 and 10%, leaving you with 46 or 25%.
46.
Great use of a lifeline. Great execution. 46%. Almost half of the people in the job market when they're looking for a new job put company culture as the top priority. That's pretty wild. All right. Now we're
Yeah.
going back to Indy. All right. So obviously Indianapolis is very known and famous for the Indy 500. But when was the first annual Indy 500? Was it A, 1925, B, 1962, C, 1930, or D, 1911?
I just went to the Indy 500, and it was like, it's in the hundreds. So it was the 100 and something running. So it would have to be, what were the options again? 25, not the other
62,
one.
30, and 11. So
11 then.
boom, that is correct. See, it paid off. You went to the Indy 500 this year, and it paid off. You got the trivia question right. That is big. That is big time. All right, well done. All right, so for the last question, all right, we talk roofs. This is commercial roofing radio, right? We're talking big roofs in Indy. We're also talking about tall buildings, big buildings in Indianapolis. But which one's the tallest? Is it A, Market Tower, B, Salesforce Tower, C,
B.
boom, locks it in, B, confident, I like it, that's it, correct. Well done, man, you did pretty good.
I was wondering, so it was the Chase Tower up until like 2 years ago. So I didn't know when you'd got the questions or whatever, but I was wondering if you're going to say Salesforce or Chase Tower. That's all I was waiting for.
Well, hey, it is the Salesforce. You did pretty well there. Now, okay, I got to see if I got a little present for you. I'm going to see if I can run off screen and grab it. But while I do that, it is End with Enlightenment. This is where you should have read the email. This is where we leave the viewers with. It could be a book suggestion, a quote, words of wisdom, something you learned that you reflected on, you want to share. End them with something you want to share with them.
Book suggestion. There was actually a book that I was given by Adam, and it's 100 pages. It's a very small book. You can read it in a night or two. But it was called The 1 Minute Manager, and it's in story form too. If you don't like to read, it's actually written in story form, which is really cool. But it's just explaining like really the ease of the management process on just doing a couple simple things, such as if somebody is doing something incorrectly, take a minute to let them know about it, but then also let them know what they're doing correctly. If somebody is doing something correctly, take 1 minute to go through and praise them on those different things. But it's really simplistic on doing these couple little things, and just I think implementing those have helped out a lot for me with my direct reports.
Oh, man. Well, hey, I appreciate it. Make sure you guys are checking that out. Aaron, it's been a pleasure having you on. I got a little gift for you, but I need you to say it out loud and proud. Hit me up. What do you got? What do you got to say?
I like big roofs, and I cannot lie.
Say it with some passion. Say it with some passion. Come on, have some fun with it. Give me some action.
I like big roofs, and I cannot lie.
Oh, yeah. See, that's like TikTokable. Danae, get that. Make a TikTok, a little short on that. Thank you very much. We'll send it over to you.
Gotta love the
My man, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it.
As always, man, I have a good time with you, buddy.